must all of us to rise and agree that we must support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to complete his second term. When we have been able to achieve this, it will be a business of reciprocity. When right hand watches the left hand will watch the right hand, and the two hands will be free.
The All Progressive Congress in the Southeast has begun early mobilization for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu ahead of the 2027 general election. The leadership of the Southeast leaders, which include Hope Uzodinma, Governor of Imo State, Francis Wuru, Governor of Ebonyi State, and Ayim Pius Ayim, former Senate President, Ken Nnamani, former Senate President. Party leaders in the region are holding meetings and consultations aimed at strengthening APC structures and positioning the Southeast as an active part of the ruling party's future plans. The message is simple: stay relevant at the center or remain politically sidelined. APC figures say supporting Tinubu is a strategic choice, not sentiment, and according to them, political influence comes from being inside the ruling party, where decisions on appointments, projects, and funding are made. The Southeast has historically voted against the APC, but party leaders argue that this pattern has cost the region leverage at the federal level. They believe early support for President Tinubu could improve the region's standing ahead of 2027. However, this move is not without resistance. Many voters in the Southeast remain skeptical, and a lot of people have said that federal presence in the region is still limited, and that promises of inclusion have not translated into visible economic or security improvements in the Southeast. For now, APC's strategy is clear: build early, negotiate power early, and avoid being an afterthought in 2027. Historically, the All Progressive Congress struggled for acceptance in the Southeast, especially during the years of former President Muhammadu Buhari. From 2015 to 2023, the APC remained largely unpopular in the region. Elections results consistently showed low vote counts for both Buhari and APC candidates across most Southeast states. The party was often seen as distant, unresponsive, and politically hostile to the region's interests. Many voters in the Southeast felt marginalized during Buhari's administration. Complaints ranged from limited federal appointments to concerns over security, infrastructure, and economic neglect. These perceptions hardened resistance to APC and the grassroots level and pushed the region further toward opposition party. Despite a few breakthroughs such as APC control in Imo State and strong influence in Ebonyi for a period, the party never achieved broad regional acceptance. Please, before we continue, I want to make a passionate appeal based on this YouTube analytics. 96% of people who view this channel are not subscribed to this channel, only 3%. When you subscribe to this channel and like the video, it helps YouTube to send this video to other viewers. Please help Impact Media to grow. Thank you for your understanding. The support of APC is largely from political elites in the Southeast rather than mass voter backing. This history matters today because it explains why APC's current mobilization for Tinubu in the Southeast faces deep doubts and skepticism. For many voters, the memory of the Buhari years still shapes how the party is viewed in the Southeast. In simple terms, APC is trying to rebuild trust in a region where it has long been rejected, and that trust deficit did not start today. The obedient movement is a major factor in shaping APC's strategy in the Southeast. Even though it is not part of the APC, the movement emerged around Peter Obi during the 2023 election and changed voting behavior in the Southeast region. It mobilized young people, first-time voters, professionals, and the diasporas. For the first time in years, politics in the Southeast moved beyond party loyalty and became issue-driven. This matters to APC for three reasons. First, the obedient movement weakened traditional political party structure. APC understands that old methods, that's the elite endorsement and closed-door deals, no longer move voters the way they used to do. Any mobilization for Tinubu in 2027 must now contend with a politically aware, digitally active voter base shaped by the obedient experience. Second, the movement raised expectations. Supporters are less interested in promises and more focused on outcomes. That is, the cost of living, jobs availability, security, and governance. This makes it harder for APC to sell alignment with center without visible results on the ground. Thirdly, the obedient movement fractured the opposition vote but also exposed APC's limits. While APC gained from opposition divisions nationally, in the Southeast, the movement showed that voter resistance to APC is not apathy, it is organized and motivated. In response to this, APC's Southeast mobilization is partly defensive. It is an attempt to regain narrative control, and it also aims at presenting Tinubu as different from the Buhari years. Lastly, it attempts to undermine the appeal of the obedient movement in the Southeast by stressing in quotes access to power. However, the reality is clear. As long as the obedient movement remains active, APC cannot rely solely on governors, party leaders, or structures. Voters shaped by that movement will judge APC by performance, not proximity to power. And across the region, many voters are largely unmoved by the decampment of governors or political elites. Unlike some other zones where governors act as political commanders, the Southeast electorate has over time developed a reputation for independent voting behavior. This is why in 2023, despite most governors belonging to rival parties, the region overwhelmingly voted for Peter Obi. The decision came from the streets, not from government houses. Let's take a listen at a reaction of an elder from the Southeast region.
As you can see, the declaration of important politicians in the Southeast for the APC is not restricted to the Southeast. It's all over Nigeria. And many of us in this country are wondering what is the attraction for our governors in particular who are leaving their parties for the APC. We don't see the justification in the organization of the party APC. We don't see it in the performance of the central government, which is run by the APC. And people are wondering why we should be drifting to a one-party state, not based on ideology, not based on the performance of that party, but many cases, unexplained reasons, the reasons that have not convinced the Nigerian people or even people in their various states why their governors have moved. But as I said, it is the inalienable right of the governors to move, whether what they tell us are the reasons for their moving or there are other compelling reasons why they moved. Until they say so, we cannot begin to take them up on those. But I can tell you something. In the Southeast, our people have learned to follow their conscience when it comes to voting in a general election. You will recall that in the immediate past election in 2023, Peter Obi single-handedly, blazing the trail like John the Baptist crying in the wilderness, was able to convince the Nigerian people that he had something that can change the status quo that we were enjoying under the presidency of Buhari at the time. And many Nigerians believe that at the end of the day, he convinced more Nigerians and scored more votes in that election, but he was not declared the winner. And we have, after the court processes, accepted the results as declared. But what I want to emphasize is that in the Southeast, we had sitting governors who could not deliver their states and who even contested the election to go to the Senate. And they could not win those elections because of the tsunami of the obedient movement in the Southeast at that time. Today, that tsunami is more likely to sweep more viciously for the simple fact that our people and people all over Nigeria are living in poverty.
Okay.
Poverty that is increasing in exponential proportion. They're living in hunger.
Okay, Your Excellency.
They're suffering massive
at this point.
unemployment.